burn, I crank it like a chainsaw. Full throttle, heavy metal, set the bar, next level. Wasteland, getting all janky, so glow. Chainsaw. Let it go with them elbows back, into smoking just like this track. Shirt is over from all this sweat, catch my breath. Chainsaw. Now hear me roar, I'm an apex predator. From the sycamore, let's get Skeletor. Chainsaw, chainsaw. Watch it learn, watch it learn. Get that thing cranking, yeah, slash, slash, burn. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Crank it, crank it, crank it, back, crank it, back, back. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Crank it, crank it, crank it, back, back, crank it, crank it, back, back.
Crank it like a
Chainsaw.
crank it like a chain, crank it like a chain, crank it like a
Chainsaw.
crank it like a chainsaw, chainsaw.
Fresh flannel shirt, country bumpkin, lumberjack your moves, aka Paul Bunyan. Run, yan, 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 yan. I make it right, I make it right, I make it run, run.
Chainsaw.
Drop it, drop, drop, drop it, drop, drop, drop it
Down low, low.
Chop it, chop, chop it, chop. Here we go, go. Be so sharp that they calling me Jaws. I'm your boss, baby, crack it like a chainsaw.
Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Crank it, crank it, crank it, back, crank it, back, back. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Crank it, back, back, crank it, back, back.
Came down, headhunter, cyberpunk, yeah, I'm a blade runner, turned up, automatic, full tank, you ain't gotta think about it.
Chainsaw.
Chainsaw, yank it, crank it, swank it, then you put it inside whatever you ride. Turn it all the way up and then you bang it. Drop the block, no whistle. Wilderness, but I'm chivalrous. From Texas, but no massacre. Unless it's a beat, we killing it. Dropping time trees into sea, watch some things fall. Bows to my knees, that mean I crank it like a chainsaw. Do it to these trees, I'll see these flames out. Burn them up to burn them down, now let me see you.
Chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a chainsaw. Bones to the knees, yeah, crank it like a
transform the world, we're giving it our all, breaking through those barriers big and small. Achieving our potential is the ultimate goal. We're the game changers with the future to mold, using our influence to make a difference. Taking our risks and showing our resilience.
We need the change we wanna see. With our grit, honor and integrity, we turn purpose into action. A catalyst that sparks a reaction. Using our influence to make a difference. Taking our risk, showing our resilience. Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts inside as the passion that drives. Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts
showing our resilience.
Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts inside us, a passion that drives us. Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts inside us, a passion that drives us. Transform FFA. Transform FFA.
You know when I come back, you know what it look like. Everything lit, all the girls in free. Everybody inside, sipping on a good time. You ain't got a risk, they can put it on me. When they wanna go off, they know all my money show off. I don't ever get it one way, yeah. Spin it and I get it same day, but hey, I didn't come here to party.
Only came for the club.
You know what I came for? I'ma throw a bankroll. You ain't gotta flex, got your mind on me. Throw it till it's all gone. I don't gotta save no. I can blow a check. Tell me what it's gonna be.
When they wanna go off, they know all my money show off. I don't ever get it one way, yeah. Spin it and I get it same day, but hey, I didn't come here to party. I didn't come here to stay. I came to leave with somebody.
Only came for the club. Only came for the
I didn't come here to party. I didn't come here to stay. I came to leave with somebody.
I only came for the cake.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to be backstage at convention. We're excited you're backstage, but make sure you're respectful, quiet, and listening to backstage staff so you know where you're supposed to be.
So today, we'll be talking about the name cards.
First off, congratulations to all the award winners. And second off, all award winners should have a phonetic name card. So make sure that you put your name and how it's pronounced. So here we have an example for Mr. Deshaun Blanding, our national officer. So first off, we have his first name, Day-Sean. That way we know it's Deshaun and not any other pronunciation. And for his last name, we have Bland-Ding. That way we know how to pronounce it Blanding when we're announcing his award.
What was I supposed to talk about again?
I don't know, but I have this poster that says Remind 101 on it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Be sure to sign up for the Wisconsin FFA Convention Remind 101. Text at WIFFA17, all lowercase, to 81010 to get all the updates throughout convention.
And if that's not enough, go ahead and flip to the back of your convention booklets for the QR code to access your online digital copy of convention booklets.
Hey Hannah, let's take a selfie. Make sure when you post that, you use our hashtags, hashtag WIFFA17 and hashtag Small Acts Big Impact. And don't forget to follow Wisconsin FFA on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
If at any time during the session you need to use the restroom, please head quietly to the back of the session hall by the Ag Artwork Contest.
Hey, have you checked out the Egger Science Fair yet? Why not? It's so cool. Yeah, you totally have to.
Hey, turn off your cell phone. The session's about to start.
All right, I'll talk to you later. I'll tell you more about it in a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye.
Remember to silence your cell phone before each session starts.
Yeah.
Wisconsin FFA, now that we're warmed up, get up, get on your feet, and get ready for the start of something new.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our snowflake was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A convention like this is only possible with people dedicated to protecting our ability to dream and achieve our goals. Servicemen and women do this each day as they put our freedoms above their own lives. Please join me in a moment of silence to thank them for their dedication to helping us take action in our lives. Thank you.
I ain't too sure what I believe in, but I believe in what I see. And when I close my eyes, I see my whole life ahead of me. These are
Welcome to the Alliant Energy Center and the opening session of the 88th Annual Wisconsin State FFA Convention. At this time, please welcome your 2016-2017 Wisconsin State FFA Officer Team. From Section 1, the Amory FFA, State FFA Treasurer, Riley Black. From Section 2, the Stanley Boyd FFA, State Vice President, Caleb Green. From Section 3, the Holman FFA, State Secretary Laura Munger. From Section 4, the Argyle FFA, State Parliamentarian Carrie Fisher. From Section 5, the Clinton FFA, State Vice President Sierra Palmer. From Section 6, the Poinette FFA, State Reporter Hannah Taylor. From Section 7, the Spencer FFA, State Vice President Ashley Zimmerman. From Section 8, the Freedom FFA, State Vice President Danny Ngati. From Section 9, the Wrightstown FFA, State Vice President Sarah Van Aston. From Section 10, the East Troy FFA, State Sentinel Travis Cadman. From the Adams Friendship FFA, your State President, Brenna Bays. From Spencer, State FFA Executive Director, Cheryl Zimmerman. From Madison, State FFA Advisor, Jeff Hickens. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2016-2017 Wisconsin State FFA Officer Team.
Everyone ready? Ready? Go. Okay, ready? Let's go.
The session hall will come to order. We are now holding the first general session of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention. Mr. Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President, the Sentinel.
Station by the door.
Your duty's there.
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they're welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter is stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands, and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The parliamentarian.
Stationed by a copy of Robert's Rules of Order.
Your duty's there.
Any organized group must be run by a set of rules that its members can understand and accept. It is my duty to possess a working knowledge of parliamentary law, so I may answer any questions that might arise.
The treasurer.
Stationed by the emblem of Washington.
Your duty's there.
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately.
I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standings through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The Secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn.
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The Advisor.
Stationed by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being a lot older than the rest of you, I'm called on from time to time. I always hope my advice to you is based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Mr. Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why beneath the rising sun?
The rising sun is the token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members. At this, the first general session of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention, we have a registered total of 215 chapters with 249 advisors, 399 delegates, 1,443 members, award winners, and contestants, and 712 guests, with a grand total of 2,803 members, advisors, and guests present. Madam President. Thank you. FFA members, why are we here? To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA member should possess. May we accomplish our purposes. I now declare this, the first general session of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention, duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Would Mr. Kevin Hoffman, Way President, please recognize our retiring advisor?
Mr. Darrell Hines has been an outstanding agricultural educator for 39 years. Mr. Hines' resume of accomplishments as a Mauston educator is remarkable. Your commitment to having students reach their full potential, supporting the community, and doing so in a professional manner has not gone unnoticed. You have continued to challenge others and yourselves to the best of all endeavors. On behalf of the Wisconsin Association of Agricultural Educators, please accept this small token, this plaque, as a thank you for your work, which reads, the Wisconsin Association of FFA and the Wisconsin Association of Agricultural Education, Mr. Darrell Hines, congratulations and recognizes you on his retirement and years of dedicated service to Wisconsin agricultural education.
Thanks, Gavin.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Mr. Hines from Mauston, who made a positive difference in the lives of many. Thank you.
All right, and then you can hang out the back curtain, yep. Thank you, Mr. Hines. Let's give him one big round of applause. Welcome to the opening session of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention. This week we are able to celebrate the accomplishments of FFA members across Wisconsin. Each member has experienced exceptional growth throughout this year, but they had to start somewhere. Each beginning can lead us somewhere we never imagined. We are all excited you are here to help us begin this year's state FFA convention, and I can't wait to see where this beginning will take us. To help us kick off session 1, I would like to introduce 2 special individuals. Their names sound pretty similar, but they each have their own unique personalities. They both show cattle. However, one prefers dairy and the other beef. They love the color pink. One's favorite shade is magenta and the other blush. Now, I can assure you that anytime we are together as a team, they can each be seen singing their own rendition of the High School Musical soundtrack. And with the same goal of becoming agricultural educators, one is a junior at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, and the other a freshman at the University of Illinois. Ladies and gentlemen, Wisconsin FFA, please join me in welcoming your Session 1 chairs, State Vice Presidents Sierra Balmer and Sarah Van Asten.
Growth, the process of springing up and developing to full maturity.
When a farmer plants a seed, whether by hand or machine, the process of growth begins. New life is put into the ground in hopes of a bountiful harvest. But it all starts with a seed. After the farmer has given each seed proper care, it begins to sprout. The green stem reaches through the ground towards sunlight.
A few weeks later, that seed is no longer in its original form, but it's replaced by one single cotton plant. From here, the farmer reaps the harvest of that original seed. Then the cotton is sent away to take on yet another form. Then the cotton is separated into lengths, spun into yarn, and weaved into wool. The fabric is dyed blue and sent on to the next location.
Now, once that blue fabric reaches Ohio, it begins to take on another form. Gentle hands begin to shape and mold each piece into something special. Collars, buttons, and zippers are added, and soon the fabric begins to take on the shape of a jacket. Each jacket is unique in its fit for the individual who will receive it. Who you are is stitched on the front, and your chapters got your back. A special symbol is added twice, once over your heart and the other on your back. What had once started as a seed has now transformed into something amazing.
We all have big dreams and we all have big ambitions, but we have to start somewhere. Joining this organization can be our starts. I started my FFA journey 8 years ago. I joined FFA because my grandpa, mom, dad, and basically entire family wore the blue jackets. I joined FFA because I wanted to continue my family's tradition and follow in their footsteps. I joined FFA because of my family. But when I really started creating my own FFA experience was when I began trying new activities and individualizing my FFA journey to really make it my own and special for me. My family painted a canvas, a background, the foundation for my FFA experience. And then with each new activity I tried, I added another brushstroke. With each new opportunity I took advantage of, I added another color.
6 years ago, a spunky, loud girl walked into the ag room, but she didn't know what she was about to get herself into. She quickly fell in love with the idea of success in the FFA. Unfortunately, at first, her dreams were clouded with visions of her own success, unable to see the true purpose of the organization. That girl was me in 8th grade, and I needed a change of heart. So one day, my advisor, Mr. Pinchart, took me aside to tell me the story of a man who dedicated his life to serving others.
This organization can be our start, and we can all grow through our organization, just like that cottonseed. FFA allowed me to grow as I gained experience, and I gained my passion through agriculture and more knowledge through it. Throughout my middle school experience, I loved working with my dairy cattle and swine supervised agricultural experiences. But then when I got to high school, I wanted to try a little something different and really step outside my comfort zone. So I decided to start up my own agricultural education supervised agricultural experience. Before this, I had already enjoyed working with the youth at my county fair, at after-school programs, and at various community events to teach them about agriculture. But starting up this new supervised agricultural experience and this new project of becoming my middle school's chapter's quiz bowl coach was what really sparked my passion to go into education and created this new career path for me. This organization allowed me to grow as I gained that new knowledge and gained that new spark for teaching, as I learned how to effectively communicate my knowledge with another person, and as I continue to learn more and more about FFA in agriculture. This organization allowed me and many others to grow as a teacher, a leader, and an agriculturalist.
10 years ago, Wisconsin FFA lost somebody who had dedicated their life to this organization. Although his time was cut short, his legacy continues to live on through others. So that one day when Mr. Pinchart took me aside, he shared with me the potential that he saw for me in FFA. He said, with a little direction, I could achieve great things. That's when he introduced me to Matt Anderson. Matt was the 2006-2007 Wisconsin State FFA president, and he served this organization well. Although Matt was taken from this world tragically too soon, his legacy was living on through others. The seed that Matt planted inside of me has completely grown and shaped my FFA experience. Every time after that day when I was feeling a little disappointed, Mr. Pinchart would remind me of Matt and the selfless life that he led for others. Other people then began to add to my growth in FFA, my parents, teachers, and friends. Each day they remind me of the selfless lives they lead, and I am determined to lead mine the same. Sometimes it takes a little change in perspective to see the true growth and potential of ourselves. We all want to be part of great success, but all too often we never see the story behind it. But if we take a step back and change perspective, we can see that something great is achieved.
It all started with a tiny seed. Tiny but promising. That little seed grew into a cotton plant and was transformed into a blue corduroy jacket. A jacket is a simple piece of clothing, but what makes it so special to each and every one of us is that generations have worn it and celebrated what it means to them. This jacket embodies everything that the FFA stands for, all of the lessons learned, and all of the memories made.
Isn't it incredible that a cotton plant has turned into something that means so much to every single one of us? In sign language, the symbol for pride is an upward gesture, such as zipping up your jacket. So if I can have everybody stand up and unzip your jacket.
Every time you zip up your FFA jacket, remember how it started as a tiny but promising seed. Remember how this jacket started, and remember how you started in the FFA organization. Remember how this organization itself started with only 33 farm boys, but is now grown to over 650,000 agriculturalists across the nation. And most importantly, every time you zip up your jacket, remember how proud you are to be a part of a great organization and a part of something so special. Now you can take this time to zip up your jacket and show your pride of being a part of Wisconsin FFA.
Let's go!
As we open the first general session, it is important to recognize those leaders who have impacted members in the past and continue to do so today. Miss Sally Albers is one such person. She dedicated 2 years of service as a 2014-2015 state FFA vice president and 2015-2016 Wisconsin State FFA president. Sally is a driven and passionate individual who will be attending the University of Wisconsin-River Falls studying agricultural education. Sally continues to support and dedicate her time to Wisconsin Association of FFA. Please join me in welcoming the 2015-2016 Wisconsin State FFA President, Miss Sally Albers.
Well, good afternoon, Wisconsin FFA. It's so great to be back, and I am so excited to celebrate with all of you the successes from throughout this year. As I reflect on this year's convention theme, I'm reminded of last year's theme of Be. Last year, we challenged all of you to find your paths within FFA. Now this year, the state officer team picked a theme that has perfectly set you up for success, because now that you have found that path, I can't wait to see the small acts that you're going to take, not only this week at convention, but throughout the rest of the year. And those small acts are going to lead to incredibly large impacts. Those big impacts are not only going to be impacts on your own lives, but also the lives of others and FFA as a whole. I can't wait to see the small acts that you're all going to make and the big impacts that they're going to have to set up a domino effect for years to come. Thank you so much for having me, and welcome to convention.
Sally, thank you so much for coming to speak on behalf of Wisconsin FFA. It was a blast getting to know you as all 10 of us girls were shoved in the same room for State Fair. Thank you so much for your support and dedication to not only our team, but to Wisconsin FFA. We thank you for your service. It is with the support of many individuals who work for the National FFA that our organization continues to grow and impact the lives of so many others. Today, we have the pleasure of hosting our National FFA Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Mark Peschel, at our convention and to give us a welcome. Let us give a warm round of applause to Mr. Peschel.
Thank you very much, and good afternoon to all you folks here at the 88th Wisconsin Convention. You've been celebrating FFA for that many years here, and if you think back, it's an awful long time ago since 33 farm boys gathered in Kansas City and started this great organization in 1928 that we now call the National FFA Organization. So on behalf of my colleagues at the National FFA headquarters in Indianapolis, as well as the 650,000 FFA members across the country, I want to bring greetings to you and offer my congratulations to you for being selected to attend your state convention. There are many of you that will be competing. There are many of you that will be involved in educational workshops and tours. You'll be making new friends and you'll be meeting old friends, and this will be the experience of a lifetime for many of you. I want to especially acknowledge those that are competing in award areas that have been selected to participate in that way here at State Convention. For all those that are being awarded state degrees, as well as those that are interviewing for state officer positions. My congratulations to all of you. I also want to make a special comment about the parents and the ag educators that are in the audience. You are the folks that help make these experiences possible for these young people in the blue jackets. Those of you in ag education who are also FFA advisors back in your home chapters, I want you to know how much we appreciate the work that you are doing in those classrooms on behalf of ag education and FFA. At the national level, we are committing resources and working extremely hard to continue to recruit and retain ag educators in the classroom. As I look across this group today, I'm confident that there are some young people that are seated here in this arena that will someday be ag educators as well. And I would encourage you to think about that as a career choice as you move forward in your college and your vocation. Every year, the National FFA organization raises money on behalf of you and on behalf of the states. Last year, we contributed almost $5 million back to the states in direct grants and scholarships to help you have a successful FFA experience. So once again, on behalf of the National FFA organization, we want to offer our sincere congratulations to you, wish you a great convention as we work together with you to grow leaders, build communities, and strengthen agriculture. Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Peschel, thank you so much for being here in Wisconsin for our state convention. We were very excited to hear that you were coming to join us, and we hope that you take the time to enjoy some Wisconsin delicacies such as our cheese curds. We hope that you accept this gift on behalf of our appreciation. Wisconsin FFA, let us thank Mr. Mark Peschel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Every day, people make small gestures of service that go unnoticed. Whether it's holding a door open for someone, picking up trash, or simply smiling to bring others joy around you. FFA members, thank you for all you do to not only serve your community, but everyone else around you. On Monday, hundreds of FFA members stepped up here in the Madison area to serve others. For the 9th year in a row, FFA members have gone to several sites to help as a part of the Day of Service. Please turn your attention to the screen to see what Wisconsin has been doing for some service projects.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. If you're tossing and you're turning and you just can't fall asleep, I'll sing a song beside you. And if you ever forget how much you really mean to me, every day I will remind you. Oh, find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh. too, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, ooh. You can count on me, 'cause I can count on you.
I now want to ask State Sentinel Travis Cadman to assume the position of the chair.
Along with many dedicated FFA members who took part in the day of service, we also have many other members who commit to serving this organization throughout the week. If you are wondering who the people running around convention wearing yellow and white armbands on their FFA jacket, don't worry, it's totally normal, since these members are part of the Courtesy Corps. FFA members who are rocking the yellow armbands are part of the Courtesy Corps, who provide help with many of the behind-the-scenes tasks that make our convention run smoothly. From helping with seating and preparing the convention hall to assisting workshops in the career show, these members involved in Courtesy Corp make convention a fantastic experience for all to attend and be part of. Courtesy Corp members are volunteers of numerous chapters throughout the state, as well as state officer candidates. Please turn your attention to the screen to recognize the chapters who have volunteered their time for Courtesy Corp. We are grateful for your dedication to helping out at convention and making it a special event. I would like to ask Hannah Taylor, state reporter, to assume position of the chair.
Our generation has become experts at communicating with people across the web. Social media allows us a way to connect with people from around the globe and gives us an amazing opportunity to share our stories. Could the rest of the 2016-2017 State Officer team please join me on stage? Is this everybody?
1, 2, 3. Count off.
1,
2,
3, 4,
5, 6, 7,
8, 9, 11, 10. Where's Travis?
There's that question again. There seriously has not been a day when we were all together that we didn't ask, where's Travis? He just randomly disappears and then will reappear out of nowhere.
Oh, hey guys, what's going on?
So, as I was saying, this year we decided to base our social media challenge on finding Travis, or rather, his cardboard cutout. Throughout convention, keep an eye out for this little cardboard cutout of Travis, which will be moving around to different areas of convention. When you find this little cutout of Travis, take a picture with it and post it to social media using the tag #Where'sTravis.
And as you take their pictures throughout the week, don't forget to use the hashtags WIFFA17 and #SmallActsBigImpact. And you might be able to be featured in the Convention and Review slideshow on Thursday.
Hey, Hannah, is there a Snapchat again this year?
Of course. Be sure to follow WIFFA17 on Snapchat and also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, Caleb, want to tell them what's new this year?
Yeah, be sure to stay up to date on everything happening throughout convention by signing up for our Remind. All you have to do is text @WIFFA17 to 81010, and you can keep up to date on everything happening throughout convention.
As you can see, we have a lot of ways to keep you and your friends connected this week. So have fun with social media and share your stories. But be sure to enjoy the moments during convention.
We lead the change we wanna see with our grit, honor, and integrity. We turn purpose into action. Catalyst that sparks a reaction. Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts inside as a passion that drives us. Transforming our world, we are the leaders of change. It starts inside as a passion that drives us. Transform FFA. Transform FFA. Transform.
In the state of Wisconsin, we are fortunate enough to have a team of 7 organizations that work together in assisting and educating our youth in agriculture. One of these important organizations in Wisconsin, Team Ag Ed, is the Wisconsin Association of Agricultural Educators, also known as WAE. WAE is a professional organization where our agricultural educators network with each other to better educate and advise all of us as members. Please help me in welcoming the 2016-2017 WAE President, Mr. Kevin Hoffman.
On behalf of the Wisconsin Association of Agricultural Educators, it is my honor and privilege to represent the agriculture educators here today at this wonderful Wisconsin State FFA Convention. As you share your time with FFA advisors, and in some cases it's advisors, take a minute and a moment and ask who impacted their lives. Why did they become an educator? Ask them what they really love about education and teaching. You may be surprised by the answer. We have more in common than age differences. 100 years ago, Hokie Smith and Dudley Hughes had the foresight to see the value of agricultural education. One, if not arguably, the most important component of the three-circle model. Look back for a moment in history. Electricity was a luxury. An outhouse was your plumbing. New technology was taking farm equipment to the field versus taking the crops to the equipment. Look at the restored tractors and behind the stands here today. That equipment would have been out of this world. Running water was a hand pump. Compare that to what we have today. We have drones checking fields hundreds of yards away. Equipment designs and safety standards so high that they have reduced farm fatalities and reduced incidents drastically. We have equipment that runs on satellite. What will agricultural education look like 5 or 10 years from now? What will your classroom look like? Remember, we teach about FFA, we teach about SAEs. It's all about education. It's about learning. It's about growing and becoming the leaders you are or you are becoming. It's about making a difference. But do not limit agriculture education to simply the classroom instructor. Parents, guardians, supporters, and you doing those group projects makes a huge difference in teaching agriculture. Parents and guardians allow and give consent to you to attend and participate in these opportunities many may never have had. That is teaching, that is education. Utilize those experiences we often take for granted and make the most of those opportunities. If you are talented, driven, wishing to make a positive difference, and like the feeling of giving and sharing, achieving a goal, finding success, maybe you should become or consider becoming an agriculture educator. This is a very noble profession. Imagine what a classroom would look like with you in the future. Continue to learn, to grow, to make a difference and impact others. Think seriously about ag education. If education is not your calling, please continue staying active in your local associations, promoting agriculture, when and where you can. Make that difference. On behalf of the Wisconsin Association of Agriculture Educators, we wish you all the very best today and every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hoffman. It has been a joy getting to work with you this year. We appreciate all the enthusiasm that you have for agriculture, agricultural education, and the FFA. And we're thankful that you were able to speak on behalf of the Wisconsin Association of Agricultural Educators. We look forward to working with you more in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's give Mr. Hoffman one more last round of applause as he leaves the stage. Would State Vice President Sierra Balmer and Sarah Van Asten please assume the position of the chair?
Hoke Smith, born in 1855, was a simple boy with big dreams. He grew up alongside of his father, who worked at the North Carolina University. He was too young to serve in the Civil War, so he dedicated his time to his education. He worked hard with the little that he had and passed the bar exam at the young age of 17. Smith didn't have much, but with that hard work and dedication, he went from being a small town boy to one of the most respected attorneys in the whole state of Georgia.
Dudley Hughes, born in 1848, had big dreams for the future of agriculture. Although not much is known of Hughes's personal life, his terms served on the Georgia State Assembly are widely recognized across the nation. Hughes had a vision to put agricultural education into schools.
Both Smith and Hughes had one big thing in common: their strong devotion to agricultural and education. After observing young people choosing not to continue their education because of a lack of career options, Senator Hoke Smith and Representative Dudley Hughes of the state of Georgia drafted federal legislation to approve money to respective states for the purpose of paying salaries and preparation of teachers, supervisors, and directors of agricultural subjects, trade, home economics, and industrial subjects.
Without the Smith-Hughes Act, agriculture and other career and technical education courses would not be possible. Smith and Hughes came together for something they believed in, a small act at the time. No one ever imagined the big impact that this seemingly small act of legislation could make. In 1917, the Smith-Hughes Act established agriculture education courses into schools. Only a few years later, in 1928, it allowed 33 farm boys to form the future farmers of America.
Hughes never got to see the full impact of his service because of his death in 1927. And Smith was only able to see those first few foundational years of FFA because he passed away in 1931. Nonetheless, today we remember and celebrate Smith and Hughes's impact to agricultural education.
Now, 100 years later, each of us can see how this small act has changed millions of lives. It all started with an act of legislation. This led to the beginning of our organization, and now we stand over 650,000 FFA members strong in 2017.
We wouldn't be where we are today without that small seed that planted agricultural education into our schools, the Smith-Hughes Act. Wisconsin FFA, please join us in celebrating 100 years of agricultural education. It has now come to a time during this session to recognize one group of leaders who have changed the lives of so many people throughout the years. our advisors. Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. We can all make a list of those who have empowered us, whether it's big or something small. And I can guarantee you that your advisor's name is probably on that list. There are the ones who get up early in the morning to do their chores and arrive at school well before that first bell rings. Each advisor's day is packed full of instruction and getting ready for that next FFA activity. Before they even get a chance to catch their breath, the school day is over, but that doesn't mean that their work is done. They stay well after that final bell has rung and continue to work with their students on countless proficiencies, scholarships, and assignments. Once they finally get to return home, you'll probably see them with a stack of papers to correct. They go to bed late and get up early to do it all over again. They give up weekends with their families because they see the benefits that we reap with these activities. Advisors are willing to put in this work because they see the potential that we and this organization has. They encourage us to be the leaders that will do great in this world. Throughout the week, please take the time to thank not only your own advisor, but the other advisors as well, for their time and dedication to the success of the Wisconsin Association of FFA. Serving as an agricultural educator and FFA advisor does have its share of joys and discomforts, but this hard-working group of individuals would not have it any other way. At this time, we would like to recognize all of our advisors and thank them for helping us live out the legacy of the FFA organization. Would all advisors in the audience please stand to be recognized? The state officers would also like to take the time to recognize our own advisors. They put in more hours than normal for the Wisconsin FFA and for us. We would like to thank them for their dedication. They are the ones who we go to for guidance and support throughout our year of service. Wisconsin FFA, please join me in welcoming our advisors.
Mr. Meyer, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done for me throughout my years in FFA. I don't know how, but you always know the right thing to say and when to say it. Whether it be the jokes before I competed to calm my nerves, your infinite Parley Pro guru lessons, when I would tell you to have a great day as I left class and you would respond, "You have a great day and see how you like it," or the words of encouragement when I didn't think I was good enough to run for state office. I can't thank you enough for your support. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisor, Mr. Derek Meyer.
Mr. Donabar, thank you for always pushing me to be a better leader, athlete, and person. I will never forget the great memories that we have made through sports and FFA. I honestly don't know where I would be today without your help. You truly have impacted me in the best of ways and really helped me find what it is I want to do in life. You're a fantastic coach, ag teacher, and friend. Thank you for everything you have done. I honestly am grateful. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my FFA advisor, Mr. Jordan Donnerbauer.
Mr. and Mrs. King, thank you for supporting every crazy idea I come up with and helping make those dreams a reality. You have taught me the value of patience, hard work, and perseverance. I appreciate everything you did to support my involvement with my goats and my decision to further my FFA experience by first switching schools and then for running for state office. Thank you for believing in that timid 12-year-old girl and helping her find her confidence and her voice so that one day she could help other students do the same. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisors, Roger and Diane King.
Miss Peterson, it feels like just yesterday you were bringing my sister and her high school officer team out to swim at our pool. At that time, I didn't even think about an FFA career. I never could have fathomed how far FFA and your guidance would take me. If it weren't for you in 7th grade, I don't know how my FFA career would have begun. And if it wasn't for you my junior and senior year, I don't know how strong of a leader I could have become. Your smile and infectious bright attitude light up the room and encourage so many FFA members to go above and beyond their potential. Whether you were helping me fill out a state degree or spent an extra 2 hours talking with me about college after LDEs, you've always been there for me, and I can't thank you enough for that. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisor, Miss Joanne Peterson.
Thank you for never questioning my often big dreams, but instead simply asking what you can do to help. Miss Gorman, starting back in 7th grade, you always encouraged me as I tried new things. You supported me when I decided to coach our Quiz Bowl team, joined FFA band, and so much in between. Miss Jackson, thank you for always finding a way. Whether it was when I wanted to attend WLC or wanted to run for state office, you saw that I had a goal and helped me find a way to reach it. Over the last year especially, you have gone above and beyond, and I can never thank you enough. Wisconsin FFA, it is my pleasure to introduce to you my former advisor, Miss Sue Gorman, and my current advisor, Miss Marlena Jackson.
Over the years, I have come to realize that I am lucky to have had so many advisors, as I learned something new from each of them. Mrs. Jones, you started out as my advisor my sophomore year, and I am so glad you came along when you did. Thank you for understanding my goals in FFA and for doing everything you could to set me on a path for success. Even after you were no longer my advisor, you continued to help me out every step of the way. I couldn't have gotten here without you, and I am so lucky to have called you my mentor this year. Mrs. LeBlanc, you probably didn't know what all you signed up for when you took the position last year, but thank you for being willing to take on the challenge. I can't think of anyone better to have spent this year with than you. Thank you for the jokes and laughs during the many long hours. What a privilege it is to consider you my advisor and friend. Wisconsin FFA, I am pleased to present to you two of my advisors, Mrs. Jill Jones and Mrs. Kessel LeBlanc.
Dad, thank you for being one of the greatest FFA advisors for the last 8 years. Thank you for pushing me a little harder every time I do something. Thank you for printing my newsletters, stuffing envelopes, and signing applications at the last minute. You are there to help when I'm at home and even when I'm on the road. Thank you for everything you have done for me this year. Even though I might not show it, I appreciate everything you do. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisor and dad, Mr. Mark Zimmerman.
Mr. Larson and Mr. Champeau, where do I even start? I can't begin to thank you both for everything you have done for me. From supporting me to driving me to events and pushing me to succeed, you have always had my back. These last 5 years that I have been fortunate enough to spend down in the egg room hold some of my fondest memories. Thank you so much for everything you have done for me, and someday I hope to be as good of an educator as you both are. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisors, Mr. Kevin Champeau and Mr. Paul Larson.
Mr. Pinchard, 6 years ago when we met, neither of us knew what to think of each other. And now we realize we're actually the same person. Over the years, I've given you some really awesome fashion advice, and in return, you've taught me how to artificially inseminate a cow. Thank you for all the laughs and sending me a new joke every morning just to put a smile on my face. Thank you for always taking the extra time to help get the work done. Thank you for always getting me out of the hard situations and sometimes even out of class. Thank you for being my teacher, mentor, therapist, and my best friend. udabomb.com. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisor, Mr. Brian Pinchard.
Mr. Holly, where do I even start? Thank you for teaching me how to look on the bright side, even when things got dark. Thank you for all the years as an agriculture teacher, FFA advisor, wrestling coach, and best friend. You've helped me find the career I want to work in and have inspired me to become an agriculture teacher. I just hope I become half the ag teacher you are. Now, physically, you have to look up to me, but mentally, I will always look up to you. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you Mr. Ryan Holly.
Cowboy Logic number 28. Talk slowly, think quickly. It has taken me a while, but I have come to appreciate your cowboy logic. Thank you for instilling in me a kind heart, an open mind, and an even larger work ethic. Never in my life would I have imagined that the same shy 8th grade girl, whose face turned bright red whenever she had to speak, would be in the same jacket that I am in today. Thank you for pushing me to achieve the goals I never thought were realistic. I'm excited to follow in your footsteps to becoming an amazing, down-to-earth agricultural educator, just like you. Wisconsin FFA, I present to you my advisor and friend, Miss Becky Grabarski.
Let's give one more round of applause for all of our advisors and the work that they do for us. Would Sarah Van Asten, State Vice President, please assume the position of the chair for the Junior Essay Contest?
Don't let the age of the next group of individuals fool you. They are definitely some of the youngest, but most promising future FFA members. They have a ton of enthusiasm and interest in this organization and have shown it through their success in this year's Junior High Essay Contest. This contest gives younger members the opportunity to practice their writing and communication skills and gain a better understanding of FFA. The National FFA theme, Transform, was used as the theme for this year's contest. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the top 4 state finalists for the 2017 Junior High Essay Contest. Receiving a plaque and a check for $50 is our 4th place finalist, Trista Ritchie from the Waiawega Fremont FFA chapter. In third place, receiving a check for $50 and a plaque from the Wyoming Fremont FFA chapter, Haley Wheaton. Our state runner-up in the junior high essay contest, receiving a check for $75 and a plaque, is Crystal Anhalt of the Mishicot FFA chapter. And our state winner receiving a $100 check and a plaque is Michaela Boehm from the New Auburn FFA chapter. Congratulations. Let's give them one more round of applause as they exit the stage. Would Sierra Balmer, State Vice President, please assume the position of the chair to announce the Gromark Essay Contest results?
As a farmer-owned cooperative system, Gromark is committed to the development of future agricultural leaders. The FFA has the best leadership skill programs of any other youth organization, and they are proud to partner with us through programs like this essay contest. This is the 24th year for the program, sponsored by Gromark and FS member cooperatives in conjunction with state FFA leaders to help young people develop their writing skills, learn about current issues impacting agriculture, and the unique role of cooperatives. This year, the theme of the contest was, what value do cooperatives provide to today's farmers? Contest judges enjoyed reading through the essays, and the authors shared many insightful thoughts on this topic. The state winner will receive a $500 scholarship plus a $300 award to their chapter. Runners-up will each receive a $125 scholarship. The runners-up are Taylor Adelman of the Medford FFA, Allison Breger of the Independence FFA, Kendra Gillette of the Beaver Dam FFA, Alexis Harper of the River Ridge FFA, the state winner of the Gromark Essay Contest is Casey Kranig of the Bruce FFA chapter. Let's congratulate all the contestants on a job well done as they exit the stage. Thank you to all students who participated by writing essays, and to the agricultural teachers and FFA advisors who are helping to ensure a bright future for agriculture. So right now we're about 3/4 or 3/4 of the way through. And if I tell you that I'm a huge Badger fan and a Badger girl myself, and that we're from Wisconsin and 3/4 of the way through, do you know what that means? So you all know what that means. We're gonna stand up and do exactly that. Jump around.
Pack it in, let me begin. Back in the wind, battle me, that's a sin. I won't ever slack
That was some awesome jumping, and you guys are great honorary badgers. Would Sarah Van Asten, State Vice President, please come forward to introduce our 2016-2017 National FFA Southern Region Vice President.
Each year, the National FFA organization is led by 6 individuals who serve as national officers. We became very excited to learn that our National FFA Southern Region Vice President from South Carolina, Deshawn Blanding, would be joining us here this week at convention. Deshawn is a sophomore majoring in biological engineering with a natural resources engineering track at North Carolina A&T State University. Deshawn hopes to become an agricultural education professor while conducting research on soil and water conservation and utilization. Wisconsin FFA, please help me in welcoming our National FFA Southern Region Vice President, Deshawn Blanding.
You ready? Awesome, thank you so much. Thanks, Carrie. All right. Woo, hey Macarena. Woo, how are y'all doing? I know. You don't sound like you're good. If you're good, let me hear you say, I'm good. No, you don't sound like you're good. You're here at the state convention, Wisconsin FFA state convention. Let me hear you say, I'm good. Okay, we need to do this a little bit better. Everyone toss your hands in the air. Everyone hands in the air. All right, we're going to say, I'm good. All right, one more time. Wisconsin FFA, how are you doing? Hey, you look good. You look a little crazy, but you look good. Woo! All right, so I'm so excited to get to spend the week here with y'all at the Wisconsin State Convention. Now, being here at convention, it reminds me so much of home, the nice people here from South Carolina. We have really strong Southern hospitality. So I may say thank you a lot and please and all my manners, say my P's and Q's. But when I got here, I didn't know what to expect in Wisconsin. I don't know the Western type of feel. I know the Northeastern, mean, stoic personalities. I got to experience that when I went to New York City. Pretty interesting. But then I got to the Western side. I'm like, what do I expect when I come to Wisconsin? I know I'm going to probably have some cheese. Who loves cheese? Okay. I've heard about cheese curds when I was here. Who loves cheese curds? And now I heard about, dairy. Who loves dairy? There we go. Well, see, I heard all these amazing things y'all love. So that's all I was expecting was the dairy side of Wisconsin. But then when I got here, y'all are some really nice people. Like, y'all are really nice. I mean, more than I could have expected. So thank y'all so much for welcoming me here in Wisconsin. It just reminds me so much of being home. Being home back in South Carolina, my brother Darius and I would have a lot of fun. We get into a lot of trouble. Being the youngest two of the family, we broke a lot of windows, put holes in a lot of doors. But we love competing against each other. That's probably why. We always loved to compete against each other. And our favorite thing to compete in was the game of basketball. Now, Darius and I would always go to the backyard to play our favorite game of horse. In horse, one person gets the basketball, goes to a spot and shoots. If they miss, then the next person comes behind them and shoot. If they make it, then the next person has to come again to that spot. And if they miss, they get an H. You continue on until someone eventually spells out the word horse and they lose, right? So who here played horse before? Make some noise if you played horse before. Okay. So we have a few people. Now, I love playing horse against Darius, but the problem was I always lost. I was sorry at basketball, y'all. I was bad at it. I remember one day I went to Darius. I said, Darius, you know what? I'm tired of you beating me. I'm going to whip your butt in basketball today. I feel it in my bones. He's like, okay, sure. Let's go out to the basketball court and see. So we went out to the basketball court. We got the basketball. And Darius says, okay, I'll go first. I'm like, sure, okay. He goes to the basket, goes to his favorite lucky spot. He shoots. And he makes it. Okay, so it's my turn. I can do this. Take a deep breath. I shoot. And I miss. Cool. So now I have an H. Where we continue playing, and eventually, by the middle of the game, Darius has an O. Y'all, I have an S. So let's spell horse right quick. We have H-O-R-S-E. So that means I need one more shot, and if I miss this one, then I'm out, I'm eliminated, I lost against my brother. So I think to myself, okay, this is going to be the best comeback anyone has ever seen, right? Like, I'm gonna have the best shot. He's gonna lose, I'm gonna win. Like, he's never gonna expect this to happen. I can do this, I got this. So Darius goes to his spot, he gets the basketball, he shoots, and he makes it. Okay, so Deshaun, you have to make this shot. If you miss it, then you lose. I'm tired of losing against Darius. I want to win against this boy. He's beat me so many times. This is going to be a good comeback, okay? So get your stuff together. You can't miss. I know you're sorry at basketball, but get it together, Deshaun. Get it together, boy. All right. I go to the spot. Take a deep breath. I toss the ball at the goal. It knocks the backboard, knocks me straight in my face. Now I'm running around the yard, screaming and crying, got blood dripping down my nose. Run over to this tree, climb to the top of the tree, and I just chill there, relaxing in this tree. And Darius over here looking at me like, what is this weirdo doing in a tree? But the weird thing was, every day after school, Darius would go back to the basketball court, and guess where I would be at? Over in my tree, just chilling, being all cool while he's shooting basketball outside of school. Hey, you got it? Who got it? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, woo! Okay, so I'm sitting in this tree every day while my brother's over there playing basketball. But eventually I thought to myself, I kind of want to be good at basketball. Now, how many times have we found ourselves in that position where we tried something and we lost at it and we gave up and started doing something else? Oftentimes when we want to grow ourselves, I realize that we become comfortable in one area and don't want to expand our wings in another area. In that tree, I could not be good at basketball. I could not grow my talent because I was not playing the game of basketball anymore. I realized that my journey through FFA all started because I decided to take a step outside of my tree. See, we call our trees our comfort zones. Who in here has heard of the term comfort zone? Make some noise. Okay. Yeah, we hear it all the time, get preached about. Take a step outside of your comfort zone. It's bad for you. Well, I want to tell you that comfort zones aren't necessarily the worst thing in the world. Now, I know this sounds a little different from what you're usually told, but comfort zones are similar to being home, right? It's our most comfortable area. Who loves being home? We all love being home. Chilling, sleeping in our beds, eating our food, relaxing, watching TV, playing with our dogs. But are we actually growing in our homes? Mentally, are we actually growing our skills? In order for us to grow ourselves, we have to take a step outside of our homes to do so. So the first thing I've learned is in order for me to grow myself, I have to discover your tree. So everyone yell, put your hand around your mouth like this, okay? And I want you to yell, discover your tree. I'm from the country in South Carolina. We like to make some noise. I want you to yell to the top of your lungs so people out there get jealous, discover your tree. Oh, that sounds beautiful. You sound like a beautiful choir. Okay, so first thing I learned is to discover your tree in order to grow yourself as a leader. But how do we do that? How do we step outside of our comfort zones and how do we grow our skills? Now, Darius and I, we sure learned how to grow our skills in basketball, but we also love to have fun and do all kind of weird things. See, Darius and I were the youngest of 5. There's my sister Katrina, who's 13 years older than me. There's my brother DJ, who's 11 years older than me. And then my brother Damien, who's 10 years older than me. So Darius and I had this special bond because we were the youngest 2 out of the 5 of us. So we would do everything together. We would go play in the pool together. We would go off to basketball together. But then there's one day I remember where we stopped doing things together. See, Darius was also not only 3 years older than me, but 4 grades higher than me, which meant that we never stayed in the same school. The day Darius graduated from high school was one of the saddest days of my life, y'all. I cried like a baby when he left. The day we moved him into college, we drove over to North Carolina, moved Darius to his dorm, put his stuff up in the dorm, decorated his bed all purty and nice, put his stuff up in the closet. My mom cried as we did everything. And then we stayed for 3 extra days because my mom didn't want to leave him. And then finally, we got in the car, headed on home. And as we headed home, I cried a little bit, y'all. Like, I was a 270-pound freshman in high school, crying like a baby in the backseat of my mama's car. But then as we got home, I always try to figure out, how did Darius leave me and why did he leave me? All of my life, I lived under Darius's shadow. He was always the smart kid. He was the one who knew everyone, while I sat back as the quiet kid who struggled to make B's in school. So now that he was gone, I'm expected to make A's. I'm not that smart, y'all. How can I make A's in school? But then the first day of high school came, and as I walked into the high school door, I was alone. For the first time in my life, I felt like I didn't have anyone because my brother was off in college. See, Darius was my comfort zone. When he left and went off to college, I had to learn how to grow myself by myself. So I went to the cafeteria the first day of school, didn't have any friends, so I went outside and found these random group of people and stood behind them, pretending to be a part of the conversation. So as they were talking, I would go, I know exactly what you're talking about. Didn't have an idea what they were talking about. And then I went inside of the cafeteria and I didn't connect with anyone out there, so I sat by myself in the lunchroom, and as I sat there, still didn't know what was going on, felt completely alone. We often find ourselves feeling alone in our lives. But what happens when we're alone? I've learned this year the best thing you could do when you're alone is discover who you are as a person. For me, it was that first step into the ag classroom that taught me who Deshaun was. I remember the day I walked inside the classroom, music blasting, because my advisor loves playing music. And as I walked into the classroom, my advisor says, welcome, Mr. Blanding. Are you Darius' little brother? It's like, yes, sir, I am. Oh, okay, I'm gonna call you Little Darius. So for the rest of that year, he called me Little Darius. For the first half of the semester, every day we had an event, I would put on my brother's jacket that says Darius Blanding. But then one day, my advisor walks up to me and says, hey, Deshaun, it's time you got you a new jacket. Get your own jacket, boy. Stop wearing that one. Nah, I'm good, Coach Haynes. I don't need to wear a jacket. Come on, Deshaun, it's time you got your own jacket. And then finally, we ordered me a jacket. I went to my mom, begged her for $50, got the money, went and bought my jacket, and then the day came where my jacket was there. And it's like he called out names. Sarah Farmer, here's your jacket, congratulations. Sabrina Dingo, here's your jacket, congratulations. Deshaun Blanding, here's your jacket. Now, as I got that jacket, remember the tears in my eyes and the excitement I had. This is my jacket, and I pulled it, and I looked at it, and the first thing I read was my name, Deshaun Blanding. I'm not Darius Blanding. I'm Deshaun Blanding. Why am I wearing my brother's jacket? Everyone, take a moment to look at your jacket and look at your name on it, right? Now, it may be your name, maybe somebody else's name, whatever it is. Pretend it's your name for a day. Okay, so look at your jacket, look at the name on it. One thing I've realized in my leadership is that in order for us to grow ourselves, we have to be ourselves. Now, our jackets may say a name on it, but it's not about that jacket that matters. It's about what's inside of that jacket that counts. What are you inside of that jacket? We often find ourselves trying to be the cool kids or the perfect guy or the inspiration in school, but who are you really and truly? I've learned that in order to grow ourselves, we have to first decide. Everyone yell, decide. We have to decide to take that step outside of our comfort zone by being us. In order to grow you, you have to be you. Say, grow you, be you. In order to grow you, be you. Know who you are as a person. So everyone, let's stand up for a second. Let's figure out who we are. Let's stand up for a second. Now, there's this really cute little girl. She has this little Instagram, I think it was a Vine video or it's on YouTube. She stands like this. She does a power pose. Anyone heard the power pose? So whenever you figure out who you are, you're just trying to struggle on who you are as a person, stand in the mirror and do a power pose. Everyone do a power pose. This is a power pose. Okay, do the best power pose you can do. Now, this little girl, she knows who she is. She went in front of the mirror. She not only did the power pose, she also realized she's cute. She realized she's smart and she's beautiful. So let's kind of realize that about ourselves today. So you ready? So we're going to say, I'm cute, I'm smart, I'm beautiful. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. I'm cute, I'm smart, I'm beautiful. One more time. I'm cute, I'm smart, I'm beautiful. Final time, go. I'm cute, I'm smart, I'm beautiful. Awesome. All right, we all look crazy together. That's cool. Good job. Take a seat. What are those words, though, that describe you as a person? What are those words that make you unique? Is it cute? Is it smart? Is it beautiful? Or is it brave, courageous, intelligent? Who are you inside of this jacket? So be you to grow you. Now, Darius and I, we really learned how to grow ourselves, and the day we actually had to do that was the day we went to Virginia Beach. Anyone in here been to the East Coast before? Make some noise if you have. Okay, so the East Coast is my home. I live in South Carolina, but we have Myrtle Beach, which is about an hour away. Well, one day we decided that Myrtle Beach is boring. Let's go to Virginia Beach. Not much difference, but we begged our dad to go. We drove over to Virginia Beach. We got there, and then we decided the beach is boring. Dad, can we go to the water park? I love the water park. Okay, Dad, so Darius said, okay, Deshaun, go ask Dad to go to the water park because, I'm the older one and I tell you to do what to do, so you do that. All right. Sure, Darius ran over to Dad. Dad, can we please go to the water park? Please, please, please. All right, sure, get in the car. So we get our things and we put them in the car. We drive over to the water park. And as we get there, behold us, this gigantic water park. Put our stuff up in the cubbies, start jumping in the swimming pools over here, splashing around, sliding down the slides over here, having the time of our lives. And then we start walking. And while we're walking, Darius stops, points, and says, I want to go on that. I'm like, nah, fam, I ain't getting on that. You go ahead, I'm not getting on it. Y'all, this is huge 60-foot water slide. I'm like, I'm not doing this because you're tubular. You don't know how deep the water is. You don't know what's happening on the inside. I am not doing this. Come on, Sean, we're going on the water slide. Come on. He grabs me by my wrist and he drags me over there. By that point, I had no other choice. We get in line. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. And finally, we're at the front of the line. Darius says, I'll go first. I'm like, I don't want to be here anyway, so go ahead. He goes, they give him a push, and he's off of this water slide. I hear the screams coming back from this water slide. He's having the time of his life. I'm thinking, this thing is awesome. I can do this. Or can I? Maybe I should run away. He won't know. Should he? Okay, well, let's do it. So I sit there, put my arms across my chest, take a deep breath, close my eyes, and say a quick prayer because only God could help me now. And then they give me a push. And I'm off of this water slide, spinning left, spinning right, got water splashing in my face, making all these awesome loops, screaming to the top of my lungs, having the time of my life. Woo! Until I realized something. In the middle of that water slide, it hits me and I get this really bad pain at the bottom of my stomach as I realize I can't swim. I'm literally in the middle of this water slide, don't know how deep this water is, I can't swim. So of course I start screaming like a 5-year-old girl. But let's kind of scratch the record and freeze frame for a second, right? How many times have we found ourselves in that position where we try something new for the first time, or we're thinking about trying something new, and then we get scared and say, I don't want to do this anymore? What I've realized in leadership is that we have to first acknowledge the moment. Once we are who are true to who we are, we then take that step out and we acknowledge the moment. Everyone put your hand around your mouth. Let's do this again. Acknowledge the moment. Acknowledge the moment where you are in your life. Are you standing at the edge of your comfort zone, ready to take that leap into the deep end? Or are you in the middle of the water slide, terrified to death of what's about to happen? But I just wanted to tell you that whenever you get to that point where either you're at the edge or you're in the middle of it, know that you've come too far to turn around now. You're too into this to jump back out of it. You can do it. You just have to learn that you have the abilities to do anything you set your mind to. So acknowledge the moment where you are in your life. Think about it, examine it. Where am I right now to this day? Because we often find out times that we hit that wall in our lives. So acknowledge the moment, know where you are. So back to this story. I acknowledge the moment, and I realize I feel like I'm about to drown right now. I'm terrified to death. Now I'm screaming to the top of my lungs, ah! flying through this water slide, and then I see light at the end of the tunnel. And I think to myself, something's about to happen right now. I go flying out of this water slide and smash straight into the water. How many of us have seen like that 5-year-old at the grocery store who doesn't get what they want, so they start smacking stuff off the shelves, having a little tantrum like this? That was basically me. I was like burning in the water. It was the weirdest thing. So as I'm burning in this water, swallowing water, I look up and I see a light. And I think to myself, is it time to go? And then I hear a voice that speaks to me that says, get up. God, is that you? And then I hear the voice again that says, Deshaun, get up. Well, God, I'm in the middle of drowning right now. How am I supposed to get up? And one more time, I hear that voice that says, Deshaun, get up. Well, wait a minute. God, you sound awfully familiar. So I push my way out of this water, and I stand to my feet. Y'all, I realize 2 things right now. Number 1, my dad is on the other side of this swimming pool laughing at me with a group of spectators. Number 2, this water is at my waist level, y'all. I'm drowning in water that stops literally right here to me. So I'll push my way out of the water slide, go over to where my dad is, and guess who's standing next to him? Take a guess. Take a guess. Darius wasn't there, he ran off somewhere. My mother, well, my mom wasn't there, thank goodness, she would have killed my dad. It was nobody but the lifeguard. So I walk up to them, panting really hard. He looks at me and asks me this really, really dumb question. He goes, hey, young man, did you realize you were drowning in 4 feet of water? Y'all, I'm 6 feet tall right now. Thank you, Captain Obvious. If I would have known that, I would have just stood up. Then he asked me another really dumb question and asked me, hey, young man, do you want a life jacket? I'm like, no, I'm good. Well, for the rest of the day, I went to the kiddie pools and didn't get in the big pools anymore. But from that day forward, I always ask myself, Deshaun, how in the world were you drowning in 4 feet of water when you're 6 feet tall? I realized that when we take that step outside of our comfort zone, it gets really, really, as the fear starts to set in and as we feel like we're, in order for us to stand up, see, this situation looks different for us. So, speech, you give it to Liza and you ask, and she said, okay, yeah, this is awesome. It comes when they present at, or maybe even that looks from, holds this really cheap. But before they could come out, scared and say, even that looks like going off to college, right? Our seniors, make some noise. Y'all, it's time to go. Seniors, let me hear you say, it's time to go. Yeah, it's time to go. I hear you. So maybe it's time to go off to college, right? So you write your application, do your essay, you send it off, and you get accepted to your dream school, which it may be in California, or maybe in my state of South Carolina, or maybe even here in Wisconsin. But as the day comes and you have all your stuff together, your zebra sheets for your bed or whatever you want to get for your dorm, you get all your school supplies, then it's time to head off to school, and you get scared and say, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I'm kind of scared. Well, I've learned that whenever we get to that point in our lives where we feel like the situation is overtaking us or we're drowning, in order to stand above that situation, everyone put your hand around your mouth one more time. Believe in yourself. Let's kind of give ourselves a stern talking to. Put one finger in the air. All right, one finger in the air. Point it around at your face, whip it around. And I want you to say, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Give yourself a stern talking to and say, believe in yourself. Once again, we look crazy together. Good job. When we believe in ourselves, we can overtake any situation that we feel like is overbearing. We have to first learn to take that step outside of our comfort zones by learning to be us, to grow us. We have to learn that it doesn't matter what people have to say about us. I'm going to stay true to who I am, my morals, and my values. Who am I on the inside? And then finally, when you discover who you are, take that leap of faith outside of your comfort zone by acknowledging the moment as to where you are now. And how can you grow yourself from here on? And then finally, whenever you feel like you're drowning, believe in yourself. Because that situation cannot overtake you unless you allow it to. I could have drowned in 4 feet of water, but if I just stood up and believed in myself, hey, I wouldn't have been struggling to begin with. Because the struggle is real for all of us, right? We have to learn to decide. Everyone over here yell, decide. I want you to say it nice and loud, decide. Everyone here in the middle, I want you to say acknowledge. Say it nice and loud, acknowledge. And over here, believe. Yell it nice and loud, believe. Believe in yourself. Acknowledge the situation. Acknowledge the moment. And finally decide to be who you are. Because in order to grow you, you have to be you. It doesn't matter what people have to say about you. Stay true to who you are so you can grow yourself in order to grow others. Decide, acknowledge, believe. D-A-B, what does that spell? Dab on them, right? Dab on them. That's what I learned. You have to dab on them. And that's how you grow yourself as a leader. And thank you all so much for giving me this opportunity to help you hopefully discover how you can grow yourself. Take a step out and just dab on them. And I promise you, you'll grow yourself and you can grow others as well. Thank you so much.
Deshaun, thank you for that phenomenal message. We have already enjoyed having you here at convention, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you for your encouragement and your enthusiasm as you speak and hang out with Wisconsin FFA members. Wisconsin FFA, let's give our Southern Region Vice President, Mr. Deshaun Blanding, a well-deserved round of applause. Will Brenna Bays, State Vice President, please assume the position of the chair?
Promptly at 3:00 p.m., we will be hearing from the chair of our second session, State Vice President Danny Ngati. During session 2, we will see how members have celebrated the beginnings of their proficiencies and helped them grow to success. Come see what these members have poured so much time and effort into. Wisconsin FFA members, you may remember that for the past 2 years, the Wisconsin FFA Foundation has been providing a one-of-a-kind scholarship that is supported by all of us. There will be sectional buckets placed at the registration table. At the end of the week, the section with the most money raised will be awarded the money for a scholarship to a student within that section. Everyone is able to donate to this scholarship. If you ordered a ticket for a meal, make sure you bring that ticket along with you. Prepaid tickets are required for all meal functions. If you pre-ordered tickets, they can be picked up at the meal ticket table. Make sure your meals are not interfering with sessions, for they will be starting on time. At this time, let's cast our eyes to the screen to see the people who make all of our small starts possible.
Hey, Sarah, do you remember when you got your first FFA jacket?
Yeah. We actually got a boy's jacket, and when we got it, it was like 2 people too big, and I cried because I didn't want to look like a boy. But then I was told that I had to wait all the way until my senior year to get a new jacket. And this jacket, I 100% believed fit me. Little did I know that once I was elected to be a state officer, Mr. Zimmerman would yet again change the size of my jacket. But it doesn't matter the size or shape of your jacket. Each of them started as a seed.
As we celebrate over 80 years with the official FFA jacket, we know that it's so much more than just official dress. But it's an icon of the American tradition, instilling pride and responsibility in each of us who wear it. But not everybody can wear it. Not because they're not deserving, but sometimes because they can't afford to. To meet this need, the National FFA organization receives generous donations to give the gift of blue. Through this program, hundreds of FFA members have been able to receive their very own FFA jackets.
This year, the 2016-2017 State FFA Officer Team has decided to select a chapter to donate a blue jacket to one of their deserving FFA members. Would my fellow teammates please present the Plum City FFA chapter on stage?
This jacket unifies us as members in a long-standing tradition and reminds us that we're part of something bigger than ourselves. On behalf of the 2016-2017 State FFA Officer Team, please accept this jacket to give to one of your deserving chapter members.
As a member of FFA, you are a point of pride. You are the most important part of an organization that creates citizens, volunteers, patriots, leaders, and scholars. You promote agriculture's contribution to our well-being. You encourage healthy lifestyles. You help others, giving more than 200,000 hours of service to communities across the country, on top of earning your FFA degree. For all of this and more, we are proud of you. We want you to wear what has come to be the symbol of our faith, honor, and pride. The iconic blue corduroy jacket unites us all, generation to generation. It's an opportunity each of our members deserves, but today, only half our members have. If you need help affording that honor, apply to receive a jacket from Give the Gift of Blue. It's our chance to show the world just how proud we are of you. Apply for a jacket. Share your story. Honor a friend. Today.
Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have a few items of business, Madam President. Do you want to know if we reached increased overall membership this past year? Good, because you will have to wait until the 4th general session on Wednesday morning for that to be announced, along with some other membership awards. Attention all FFA members and guests. All of the results of this week's convention are being posted hourly online. Be sure to log on to wisconsinagconnection.com to relive all of the excitement of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention. That is all I have, Madam President.
Thank you. Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this session? We are about to adjourn this, the first general session of the 88th Wisconsin FFA Convention. As we mingle with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, please join me in a salute to our flag. to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I now declare this session adjourned.
I've been transformed. I've been transformed, never going back. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before, never going back. I've been transformed, never going back. This means war, ready for all that. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before. Time to react. This means war, ready to attack. I've been transformed.
Funny how everything changed. New mainframe. Now I got life in my veins. I've been reborn, far from the norm. My soul transformed. We are connected, clear new perspective. Synchronized, digitized, so I'm reflective. So obsessive, served and protected. Locked in, I'm loaded, this weapon's perfected. All alone, I'm a one-man army. Oh, but with you, I stand a trillion strong. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before. Time to react. This means war, ready to attack. I've been transformed. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before. Time to react. This means war, ready to attack. I've been transformed. Picture me paper in the hands of my creator. My creator. I'm pressing fine creams, origami, caterpillar cocoon, butterfly by noon, shape shifting the clouds to beautiful blossom bloom. Perspective, color corrected, beyond the science of human genetics. Served and protected, locked in, I'm loaded, this weapon's perfected. All alone, I'm a one-man army. Oh, but with you, I stand a trillion strong. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before. Time to react. This means war, ready to attack. I've been transformed. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before. Time to react. This means war, ready to attack. I've been transformed. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before, never going back. I've been transformed, never going back. This means war, ready for all that. I've been transformed, never going back, better than before, never going back. I've been transformed, never